welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you and yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit the bell icon to get notified for every time I go live like now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form. Or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate that. And if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives book, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. So in today's episode, I'm reviewing the movie. This is Save the Last Dance 2. So the first one, if you've never seen it, is that one. Save the Last Dance. This is Save the Last Dance number 2. So in this sequel, which is the follow-up to Save the Last Dance, this number 2, Sarah is played by someone else, so played by another actress, and she finally gets into Juilliard, which has been a dream from the first movie. And so she's always wanted to go to Juilliard to be a prima ballerina. She already does ballet, but she wants to be a prima ballerina. That's her dream. Now, when she gets to Juilliard, things change. So obviously, if you don't want to hear the spoilers, then, you know, don't watch this video, because I do tell spoilers in there. I do say the movie because I take you through the movie. So it's quite a simple plot, this one, you know, so it's nothing too complicated. The dancing is really, really, really good in it. When she first gets to Juilliard, she meets a guy called Miles. Now, there is a slight twist in the story with Miles, because her teacher, you don't find out till later on, is Miles's mother. So what happens is she's supposed to be focused on ballet. She's got a dream into Juilliard, but to actually get a scholarship there, she needs to actually go through all these dance routines and everything, and basically take classes and excel at them. She's also got rivalry from another woman who's always been kind of the teacher's pet, if you like, and she is the one that mentors Sarah, but she tries to get Sarah into trouble because she tries to get Sarah to take drugs and stuff like that. So I say it's a simple plot, but there's a few different types of plots going on at the same time. But the main point is that she's got into Juilliard. It's always been a dream. But sometimes with some people, when they think they found their dream, they actually realise their dream is something else. This happens in real life, not just in fiction like this. So, some people, they go their whole life, they think they want something really, really badly, and then they get it, and it's not what they thought it was. And this is basically what this story is about. Like, Sarah was in the hip hop scene in the last movie, right? But she goes to Juilliard. She's got a dream that's always been a dream, despite the fact she's really good at hip hop. But she meets this guy called Miles, who you don't realise till like 3/4 away through the movie is actually the son of who's teaching her. But the mother who's teaching her tries to split them up, because she says if you love her, you'll let her live her dream and let her be free. Whereas Miles has been getting her back into hip hop, because Miles is into hip hop. He's a guest, I say he's a guest lecturer. He isn't exactly a guest lecturer. He says he's a guest lecturer, but basically what happened was he was doing piano composition at Juilliard. He got into there himself. And but he decided, even though he's really, really awesome, he didn't want to do that. He wanted to follow his dream of hip hop. But the problem was his mother always wanted him to do piano composition, and his mother doesn't want her having anything to do with his son, because the mother and son don't really speak. If they do speak, they don't speak very well to each other. So there's kind of a rivalry between her own son Miles and her being a teacher with Sarah. And Sarah doesn't know that the teacher's his mum. And then she finds out 3/4 away through the film. So they split up, because Sarah has got together with Miles during the course of them coming together through hip hop, because Miles is introduced to the hip hop. There's a really cool scene at the beginning of the movie where she goes in something called the pit, and she does this really, really good battle with this woman called Candy, who's been there a long, long time. And she does really, really well. So she's very talented in hip hop. And Miles has asked her to help, help him do this hip hop, dance CD album, basically. And she's like, oh, I can't because I've got ballet. And he's like, oh, it'll only be at the weekends and when you can fit it in. And she does it, and it's really, really good. She's great at choreography. She choreographs the dance routines, the street dance, hip hop routines, but all the while she's trying to do ballet. And then when the mother finds out that Sarah's been seeing her son, she's telling the son, don't let her, Sarah, give up her dream, and she's basically saying to Sarah, he's over selfish because, he's tried to get you into hip hop because he didn't want to be part of the Juilliard because he dropped out, basically. Whereas she's got the opportunity to excel and be the prima ballerina she's always wanted to be. So what happens is towards the further end of the film, like Miles is really wanting her to help the hip hop dancing. She can't because she gets a part of Giselle, which is like one of the most famous ballet things that you can, dance sequences that you can get. And the teacher's pet damages her ankle. So that's why Sarah takes over. And so Sarah gets to live her dream of being the in the prima ballerina top position, like lead dance. And she does such a good job that the crowd is roaring. But meanwhile, Miles, who's been excelling at the hip hop scene because of, with his music, because Sarah does the coordination with the dance team and has helped him like get better tracks. They've made a really good team. So he's basically worked on the music, Miles has, while she has been in the choreography, the dance routines, and she's also helped him to improve his music so it's better to dance to, not just sounding good to him. And so they were working as a really good team. Obviously, she had to put ballet first because what happened is she started falling back in class because she was too busy going out clubbing, to do dancing, hip hop dancing. And obviously, the teacher wanted to make a kind of a example of her by putting her to the back of the class. So you kind of got these, you got the plot where it's very much like, Sarah's finally getting a dream. She's really, really pushing herself. Then she gets involved with Miles, who's kind of a love interest, a very deep love interest. And it's distracting her from her, her dream, which the mothers then should stop, distracting her from the dream. Just because you gave up doesn't mean to say Sarah has to give up on her dream. But you see throughout the film that Sarah's really into hip hop. She's really good, right? And you see her doing some dancing that's not actually part of traditional ballet. And the teacher's like, what are you doing there? And she's going, oh, like this. She goes, and the teacher's like, well, what are you doing, Sarah? And she's like, well, it feels more natural. And she's like, well, you're not here to be natural. You're here to learn ballet. So obviously Sarah wants to like freestyle more. She wants to be free in the moment. She wants to do her own dance steps. And there's another teacher actually in the there's another teacher at Juilliard who is the one that, the modern dance teacher, and she's seen how good at choreography she is, so she's basically saying to Sarah, if you want to talk to me anytime, I'm here for you, and you're really amazing. In other words, you've got a hidden talent for doing hip hop dancing and also a routine, so it's to be paid attention to too, not just your ballet, basically. But when she finds out that Miles is her teacher's son, and that he hid that from her, they split up, and it gets really quite tearful. So if you're not into romance, you might not like the movie part of the romantic part. But also this movie doesn't have sex in it, as in you can see it, but it does actually have suggested sex in it. So you don't see them naked, but you do see them having the expressions that they're having sex. You do see them with the girl has, Sarah, she has like the duvet cover over her chest, but clearly she's like naked on the like naked skin on top. They both got naked feet. So you do see them like kissing a lot, and then basically meant to have had sex. So although I said it is a no sex movie, there is no sex that's actually seen in it. There is sex as part of the story, which I kind of think, oh, why did they have to do that? Because it's kind of a bit like, do you really need to put that in there? But actually it's quite good in the sense that later on he says he's actually in love with her. It's not just like his mum, it's not just some girl, he actually loves her. So I thought that was nice, nicer than when they usually put sex in it and then the guy goes off with another woman or whatever like that. It wasn't like that. There was no other women involved in this film. Miles wasn't into any other women. Or Sarah says that, you know, because Sarah didn't know the truth, that her dance instructor, you know, her ballet teacher was his mother, she feels betrayed, and that he is a player, that basically he was just after her for sex, but he genuinely, you know, loves her. And in the end, she does fulfill her dream. She gets to be the prima ballerina, she gets to be the lead Giselle, you know, she's always wanted. And when she gets the round of applause, she dances the most perfect she can dance, you know, she says that she was nearly perfect, you know. The problem is that after all the euphoria of the actual audience, she didn't feel happy. She didn't feel that's enough. She thought it's good, but she's like, is this all I'm going to be doing all my life? Ballet? Is this it? And it wasn't enough for her. And that's like, it's reflective life sometimes, you know, you think that you want something, you go and try and get it, and then when you've got it, you realise it's not exactly what you wanted. Or that it's not actually enough. There's something more within you. You have a higher purpose, a higher calling. You know, you have a higher meaning in your life. You're living part of your life. You're not living your fullest life. So it's very reflective of that. And in the end, she actually says to her teacher, she won't be coming to the after party, and that it's not enough for her, and that she doesn't want to stop her life for ballet. It won't make her happy. Basically, she walks away from the teacher and she goes and helps Miles, who's been left with the hip hop dancers and pursuing his own like dream, you know, of getting a recording deal or whatever, and actually getting dance as a routine, you know, striking a deal with the record company basically. He because she's not there anymore, she was the lead choreographer, you know, people at the dancers are walking out on him because he's very good at composition, he's not good at coordinating dance routines and working with dancers, and she's excellent at that. So in the very end, she leaves, you know, once she's done the ballet, she says to the teacher, you know, it's not enough for me, I'm not coming to your after party. She walks off and she goes to Miles, and then she gets back with him, and she actually sorts the dancing out, and Mundo, and she actually sorts the dance crew out. And then at the very, very last part of the movie, she does this amazing dance routine that is hip hop and ballet combined, which shows off all her skills. So no longer does she have to limit herself to just the ballet dancing. She actually gets to live her dream of doing ballet and hip hop, because she's both talented. You know, she's talented at both of them. She's talented at both ballet and hip hop. And so instead of like having to choose one or the other, she's actually combined them both. Oh, hi Aidan, how are you? So yeah, so that's Save the Last Dance 2. That's the sequel to the first one. If you haven't seen the first movie is absolutely excellent. But that was the Street Dance 2 movie. As you know, I love dance movies. It's a certificate 12, so it's very, very good. There's no violence in this movie either, because some of the dance movies do have some violence in it. There's no violence in this movie, which I really, really liked. And it's just really, really good. The dancing's really, really amazing, especially in the pit, the beginning bit. Sarah does this really good solo dancing, so she's really, really clever and really, really good. So if you haven't seen Save the Last Dance 2, I really highly recommend it. Like I said, it hasn't got any sex showing in it, but it's still got some implication of that they've had sex, basically. If you don't know what asexuality is, it's a sexual orientation that's a lack of sexual attraction. So in my case, I don't get, you know, I'm asexual. I don't get the need, urge, or want for sex. So I try and always find movies that got no sex in them, no nudity in them. And yeah, it's really, really good. So yeah, if you want to watch something over the weekend, Save the Last Dance is the one to watch. And basically I will, you know, put the details of that after the video is finished processing. So if you do want to buy it, rent it or anything, you can get that one. And let me know what you think in the comments after you've watched it, or what other dance movies you recommend, because I absolutely love watching dance movies. So if you haven't checked out some of my other movie reviews before, there is a playlist of all the no sex movie reviews I've done. So please, please, please do check that out. And I'll see you on the next video or live stream. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that great big bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now. I'll post a new video. Thanks, Mundo, and thanks, Aidan. Nice to see you. Lots of love. Bye.